everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer, and today we're going to be playing with the Givenchy Holiday collection. If you're interested in seeing that, just stay tuned. Hey everyone, so as I said in my intro, we're doing Givenchy today, and I picked up the collection from Saks. I picked it up directly from Amber at Saks New York, and if you're interested in ordering from her, I'll have her Instagram handle down below in the description box. I'll also have links to the products because they are available on Saks online. I don't believe these are available in other stores yet. I think it's a Saks exclusive, so if you're interested in picking it up, I don't have answers though, whether it's coming to other stores. I don't know yet. I will admit, I'm gonna pull my hair back while we talk. The Givenchy line is not a line that I have really spent, as my hair is doing weird things, that I have spent time with as of late. Like I love the aesthetic of Givenchy. I like the way they package and the way they look, but I haven't purchased really a lot from their beauty line or their skincare line, and Amber was kind enough to give me some of their skincare. There's a product in here that I actually am really enjoying, and I'll mention it to you guys as we get in, but anyway. So I have the Prisme Libre Skin Caring Glow Foundation, which is what I have on my face right now. It actually is a really good match for my skin. This is, what is it? It's C180, and I've actually had this for a while. I do really like this foundation. I think it's an excellent foundation. It is a glowy foundation. It's not, I'd say it's medium coverage. It's the kind of coverage that I generally go for. It's not full coverage. It's not a tinted moisturizer. It's definitely more than that. So I say light to medium, you can build it. And I really like this foundation. I think it's really, really good. The Prisme line, the powders and the blushes and everything, I mean the blushes and the highlighters and stuff, I think are really pretty. And I know Lexi from Lexi Zhang has talked about the powders and has them and really likes them. I was gonna purchase them after seeing her video because I loved the way they looked on her, but I have an issue with the messiness, which we'll get into a second, so we'll see how I'm dealing with that. But anyway, I also have the Tint Couture Healthy Glow Powder in 01, so this is like the bronzer, so I'm going to use that. I have, of course, the Holiday Eyeshadow Palette, which looks just stunning, which we'll use and swatch and all that good stuff. I picked up both shades of the lipsticks, the holiday lipsticks. So there's the Deep Velvet in, make sure I get the name right, or at least close. Yeah, I'm not gonna get it right. I try, and I never get the names right. It is number 37, Rouge Grain. It's not grain, but you know, anyway. These shades I do believe exist, but the packaging is the holiday packaging. This is like this velvet packaging, which I have to say is really beautiful and oddly satisfying to hold because it's got this, it's literally velvet, which is just kind of fun just to play with. And the other one is, sorry, it just is. The other one is the Copper Nude. And this formula is matte, luminous matte, and then the other one is a powdery matte. So the luminous matte, the coppery one, is the one I'm gonna use today, but I'm sure they're both really nice. Okay, so that's the lipsticks and the eyeshadow. And then I have the highlighter, which has the mirrored top, so you can't really, like, it's gonna blind you with all the lights. But it opens like this, and you've got the little powder puff, and then you've got the two shades that mix together. I'm gonna open it in a minute. There's a sticker on here so that all the powder doesn't come out. And my understanding is the way that most people do it is they tip it upside down, the powder goes into here, and then you can use it as the highlighter. That's the messiness that I'm talking about, because I don't love that. Like I don't love the fact that it's gonna be in the cap. But maybe the product will be so awesome and so amazing that I'll love it so much that I'll have to buy it, and in all the other powders that they have. They do have a lavender powder that I really want, but it is not available in the US, and I am trying to see if I can get it somewhere else, but I don't know if I can. So really quickly, I'm gonna do my brows, and then we'll get into all of the other products. I will not have to do my brows too much longer because I'm getting my brows done on the 10th. So you'll start seeing videos with that. And I'll probably post I'll definitely post some stuff about, you know, where I go to get them done, before and after kind of things. They're probably gonna look a little odd for a while, but it'll definitely be better than me having to do them all the time because I just hate it. Anyway, let me do my brows really quick. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Brows are on, so let's get into it. So like I said, I have the Prisme Libre Skin Caring Glow Foundation in 2C180 on my face. I really do like it. I think it looks really nice. It does not cover up like all the rosacea, broken capillaries kind of thing that the Chanel Ultra Tint does. I did that video whatever when it went up a week or two ago, and I've gotten a lot of questions about it. I really do like the foundation. For a full coverage matte foundation, it's the only one I've ever used that I've actually liked. It is more coverage though. So like this, when I'm wearing this, you really can't tell. This reminds me a little bit of the Clé de Peau. I always do that. Clé de Peau Radiant Foundation. It looks really skin-like, and it's very pretty, and it gives a nice glow and a nice radiance, but you can't necessarily tell that I have foundation on, even up close. Like it's a really good match for my skin tone, and it blends pretty seamlessly with my skin. So you can't really tell that I have foundation on. The Chanel Ultra Tint, yes, you can tell I have foundation on because it's a full coverage foundation. It creates, as I said, kind of a blank canvas. And nobody has skin like that, not in the real world. Everybody has imperfections, and that kind of gets rid of them all. So you can tell there's foundation there, but it looks really good. So it just depends on what kind of look you like, or what you're going for, you know, for that look that you're doing. So I'm gonna go with the powder. Again, this is the Tint Couture Healthy Glow Powder, Bronzing Powder in 01. And while I'm putting this on, I want to mention I was recently in a MAC store, MAC Cosmetics, and I haven't been in a MAC store. I don't know the last time I was in a MAC store, and I wasn't there for MAC. I was there. It's a long story, but I ended up being there, and for other reasons. And I went in because I saw that they had the Tempting Fade or whatever it is, and I ended up buying the collection. Now, I didn't get everything. I did get the eyeliners in the green and the blue, 2 lipsticks, both of the cheek products, the highlighting products, and I also bought the eyeshadow palette, but the eyeshadow palette is on its way to me because the store had actually sold out of it. And when talking to the person in my store, it was really interesting. She basically said that there's not really enough product because although they knew it would be popular, I guess I don't know if it's a supply chain thing or they just didn't calculate correctly, but the end result is there's probably not a lot of supply. So if you're really interested in the MAC Tempting Fate collection, yeah, you might want to get it. I mean, again, I'm one of those people, I'm not going to tell you to go buy things just to go buy things. There's always more makeup. So if you miss out on it, there'll be another collection that you love, sure. But if it's something that you really do want and you've been waiting for it, I would say don't wait a very long time because it is possible that actually will sell out, which is surprising for MAC. I mean, I'm not trying to diss MAC. I used to wear MAC all the time. And I'll tell a funny MAC story when I do the video, but it hasn't been, in the US, it hasn't been as popular in recent years. So just wanted to drop that note. And like I said, I do have most of the products already. I just don't have the eyeshadow palette. So I'll probably do some stuff on Instagram showing you guys the lip products and the liners and stuff just so you can see them if you're interested in picking them up. Okay, so bronzer on. This is actually a nice bronzer for me. It's a warmer bronzer. It's a warmer shade. Let me show you on my hand. But it is a light bronzer. So if you are a pale person and you are looking for a light, warm bronzing powder, this is a good one. You can see what I mean. It's not too deep. You know, it's one of those things with bronzers, and I think it's on either end of the spectrum. If you're very pale or very deep, it's difficult to find shades that work really well for you. I'm not really on either end. I am what you would consider fair to light or light, but I'm not super fair. I do have friends, believe it or not, that are lighter in skin tone than I am. And this type of bronzer actually would probably work really well for you. So again, it's the 01. So it's a really nice, light, warm bronzer. All right, let's do this highlighter next. So first, let's take off the sticker. If I can see the sticker. Sometime with the lights, it's hard to, here we go. Okay, there we go, ready? And pull. Okay. There was a time, like a very, very long time ago, that I didn't even realize these things had stickers. I remember the first time I had a product that did that, and I was just like, it won't come out, because I couldn't see this. Anyway. It happens to all of us. All right, so let's put this in the cap. So, and I'm gonna try to hold this up so you can kind of see without like dropping it all over my vanity. So, okay, so there it is in the cap. So if you look at this close up, you can see that there are two shades. This shade and this shade are the same, and this shade and this shade are the same. And I'll hold it back up in just a second. So there's pink and like a golden. So I think the idea is that these mix together and then you get a highlighting shade that works for most people because you'd get a neutral between the pink and the gold. I think if you wanted just the pink or you wanted just the gold, I guess you could put stickers over the color that you don't want. Like you could put little stickers over the gold or little stickers over the pink. But I just, again, the idea of it just kind of, not annoys me. I'm just kind of like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the way my brain works. It just doesn't like that. It's not like orderly enough for me. I don't know. I think I don't like the lanes to mix. Like I like things that are in their own segment or pot, or, you know, like I don't like gradations of things generally in makeup. So I think that's the issue. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, this is my, which one? KZ05 highlighter brush. And I'm just gonna kind of swirl a little in here. And then I'm gonna tap it off because that's gonna be way too much, because I don't wear a lot of highlighter. And then I'm making a mess, which is what I was worried about. Okay, let's see what happens. Wow, that's really blingy. Okay. Yeah, well, okay. So, that's really blingy. I'm not like dissing, I just, wow, that really like hits you. Okay. So, yeah, you wanna go very lightly, and this is a very soft brush. The KZ brushes they don't, in a good way, don't deposit like a lot of, you know, color. So, product. Yeah, that's super blingy. And it feels like to me it's more gold than it is pink, but it's not unappealing though. Like it's not yellow. I don't like a yellow gold highlighter. I don't like that. But you can see what I mean. It's really like, wow, that's okay. Whew, okay, yeah, that's a lot. Let me see if I can tap this back in. I can tap some of it back in. So yeah, this is what's gonna annoy me. See, like, now I have a cap full of particles, which I don't like. And I will need to immediately clean it because it's gonna bug me. It's also gonna bug me that the top is mirrored. Even though it's really pretty, it's gonna get my fingerprints, see, like all over it, which is, okay, gotta let it go. So the highlighter is very wet looking. It's a really good highlighter. Like, that is a wet looking highlighter. I get asked a lot about accentuating texture. And my concern in commenting on that is always this idea that I feel like a lot of people on social media, I shouldn't say a lot, I think some people on social media have led people to believe that there are makeup products that can erase texture. And that's just not true. Like, in real life, in person, I don't care what you're using, it's your face. It has texture. Everybody's face has texture. It's a good thing. You need pores. It's important. So I understand if what you mean is that, you know, you have acne scars, or you have other types of scars, or you have lots of lines, or something that you're trying to hide that you're not fond of, which is fine. If you don't like something on your face or anywhere else and you don't want to accentuate it, I totally get that. Highlighters in general are gonna accentuate that though. They're gonna accentuate texture in general because of the nature of what they are. I've said this before. They are reflective, and so they're going to, if you have, you know, little crevices, it's just gonna, you're gonna see more of it. Some are less so than others, and it usually has to do with how blinding they are, how wet they are, how like subdued they are. I find like the Lisa Eldridge products are not, you don't get as much of that, whereas something like this, I think you're going to see more texture just because it's like so wet looking. It's not doing, I don't feel like it accentuates a lot of texture on me, but I've said before, I don't really have like, I have normal texture for someone who has skin, but I don't have, you know, scars or a ton of lines or anything in here. So I want to always be cautious in the way that I answer that question. So I would say this one is going to be more of that wet kind of like blingy look, unless you're very careful in how much you shake out in the pan, in the cap. I like it though. I think it looks stunning. I really think it looks beautiful. But I just want to say, like, I think for those of people who are really concerned about accentuating texture and ask me those questions, I'm not sure if this would be the one for you. That's just my take. You might use it and love it. So, you know, it depends. It's such a tricky question because it really does depend on what type of texture you have. Like, one of the things you could be saying is that your skin's really dry, and my skin's often dry. And something like this might actually be better because it kind of gets that wet look to it, which, you know, kind of counteracts any dry looking. So that could be, you know, something you think about. I don't have a Givenchy blush, do I? I don't. Because I didn't buy the Prisme Libre ones. I wanted to after I saw Lexi's, but I didn't do it. But maybe I will now because, again, the cap thing bothers me. It just bothers me because it bothers me. It's just me. There's probably tons of you out there right now who are like, this doesn't bother me at all. So again, this is probably just me. I'm gonna use Chanel Rose Ecrin blush because this is a good, not boring, but you know, standard blush. It's a pretty shade. It's a pinky nude. I don't know what else to call it. Talking about blushes really quickly, the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate blushes. I am picking up the other 3 shades. I have the first 3 shades. And for anyone who has been asking me about the formula and the shades, so I did do a video on them a month ago, and I have the same opinion I had of them a month ago because I've actually had them for quite some time. They are really beautiful, they feel amazing. They feel very silky. I really love the formula and I really like the blushes. But as I said in my original video, they are not as pigmented as the older Tom Ford blushes. So if you liked the old Tom Ford blushes, you're probably not gonna like these. So it depends on, it really does depend on that. If you liked the old ones, I don't think you're gonna like these. Now maybe you'll like both of them for different reasons, but these are much less pigmented in my opinion. I only have the quote 3 lightest. I have 01, 02, 03. I do not have 4, 5, and 6. When I was doing the video, I did say I kind of hoped 4, 5, and 6. What I said is that 0, 1, 2, and 3, I was kind of hoping, well, those were meant as lighter blushes and that the other 3 would be deeper blushes. It doesn't really seem like that's the case. I don't own them yet, so could be wrong. But I've seen them on other people and they don't, to me, they look like different colors, different shades, but they don't look deeper. They don't look more pigmented. So for what it's worth, that's my little 2 cents on that. All right, so that is the highlighter. I have the foundation on. Yeah, bronzer, okay. So before we get into the eyeshadow, and I will swatch them, all the shades for you, the product that I'm really liking that Amber sent to me, and Amber, I don't like you anymore. Yeah, I say that lovingly. This is the, not happy. This is the cream, sorry, it's just, I always find these things and now I'm like, oh, I really like that, you know, and I don't need any more stuff. This is the Le Soon Noir, probably not even right. So this is the, I think it's Le Soin Noir, something like that. It's a skincare cream that has age-defining properties. Vital Black Algae Sap, I think, is in here. And she sent me like a couple of different products from them. There is the Cream U. The cream, which comes in this really cute little like jar that looks like the Prisme Libre powders. And then there is the, is this the cleanser? Yeah. The La Soon, I know I'm not saying it right, La Soon Noir Face and Eye Cleanser. And of course, they're all in this black Givenchy packaging. And I was told that the cream used to be, and I'll show you in the little sample jar, black, which I actually think is incredibly cool. And I wish that I had known this existed and I could have bought it when it looked like this. My understanding is they just changed it so that it's not black anymore and now it's cream or white or whatever shade you want to call it, because people didn't like the fact that it was black. And the minute you put it on your skin, it's not black anymore. It blends and it doesn't have any shade. I love the fact that it's black. I think this looks really cool and I actually really like it. Like, I've been using it for a couple nights and my skin looks really good and I really like it. So I'm kind of disappointed that they changed it just when I found it. So I'm gonna use it for like a week or two. She gave me enough to use it for like a week or two and I'm gonna see what I think, because the first couple nights of me using it, I really liked it. So just want to put that out there. Again, I'm not done. I've only used it for a little while, so I don't know, but so far. So I'm gonna put the little brushes together. These are the little brushes that come in the palette. You put them together and then you get a double-ended brush, which I think is a really cute idea. And then you can put them back in the palette separate, but it's cute because then you have a double-ended, you know, to do your makeup with. And the brushes are actually not bad. Like, they're decent. They're not super soft or anything, but they're decent quality. And if you're gonna travel with something, then, you know, I think that's pretty good. All right, so let's go with the eyeshadows. Now again, this is the Holiday palette, 9 pan. They say 12-hour wear, is that what it says? 6 month shelf life, which is, as we know from the Dior palettes, means very little. doesn't. I mean, I've had some of those palettes for like the longest time and they're fine. Not that I'm telling you to keep things beyond the dates. I'm just giving you my personal experience. Wow, that's very soft. Okay, so I have a long sleeve shirt on today because it's kind of chilly here in New England. We didn't get the damage from Ida that other New England areas got, like Cape Cod or people in Jersey. Not that that's New England, but we did get, you know, cooler temperatures and a lot of rain. These are really interesting formulas in this. Ooh. Okay, well, so far you know which is my favorite shade. That one. All right, let's keep going. Oh, that one's really pretty too. I have been really impressed with the eyeshadow palettes I've been picking up lately. The NARS palette was amazing. Thanks again to Eileen for turning me on to that. That one's absolutely, the Climax palette was absolutely awesome. I'm gonna be really interested to see how the MAC one does because I've heard good things. Yeah, these look really nice so far. I'm impressed. Okay, 3 more to go. These are very soft. They're swatching really easily. I'll pull up my sleeve here. Put it over here. Oh, that's really pretty. It's like an opalescent shade. It's a little harder to pick up, I think, on camera, but make sure the camera stops focusing on me and focuses on the palette. And then the last shade. Yeah, these are all really nice. So I'd say the only one that's close to a matte, but it's not even a matte, I'd say is the first one, which I think is more of even like a satin. They're all beautiful though. It's gonna be hard to decide which shades to choose. I love when that happens, when you have like 9 awesome shades. That happened with the NARS palette. There's still more shades that I want to use and I want to play with, like, to get more looks. It's just that I've had new things to try, so I haven't even had a chance to try that and try like the bluish gray shade, which I'm very excited about. All right, so let me bring you in a little bit closer and let's just play around and create an eye look. All right, let's start with the classic crease brush. We'll use that first shade that looked kind of like a satiny matte shade. All right, talking about new things as well, you know, you've got the Clé de Peau collection holiday that is now available in some places, including the Clé de Peau site, and some retailers have it. I'm sure it'll be online in other places soon. Wow, that's really pretty. So the Givenchy Holiday and the Clé de Peau Holiday are basically both already available, which is just it's the beginning of September. So I wanted to ask you guys and get your feedback. I've been thinking, you know, I've been doing YouTube now little year and a half. Yeah, a year and a half. Not quite a year and a half, but very close. And I've been trying to think of like ways as I expand the channel, you know, I do want to make sure that I always do as much as possible for all of you to see like sneak peeks and, you know, new releases and all of that. And then also do like extra things when I can. It's a little harder with my my full-time job. But one of the things I thought about doing, and I've mentioned this before, is doing something like a Patreon page or an exclusive page or like an All Feisty Club page that would basically be like you get a special video or 2 special videos or sneak peek videos or whatever it is every month. And that would, you know, go towards support of the channel and paying for all the makeup and all that good stuff, but also something a little bit extra for you guys who are really, you know, dedicated to the channel and watch all the time. Because I do have a lot of like holiday stuff that I can't really post right now, but if I put it on a Patreon page, I could do that. So let me know your thoughts. I'd have like different levels probably, and well, we're not talking, you know, a minimal fee to be part of all of that, but let me know if it's something you guys would be interested in me doing. You know, it's a way to support the channel without, you know, ads and all the other stuff that comes along with, yeah, nothing's wrong. Nothing is absolutely wrong with ads or, you know, companies partnering with YouTubers and all of that. It's a business and that's totally fine. But, you know, I do understand people's perspective about they would like less of that. And one of the ways to do that and still support a channel and, you know, frankly, pay for content is to do something like a Patreon or something like that. So just let me know what you think. Yeah, that's a really pretty shade. It's like a really good like satiny brown. I know that sounds like dumb, but I mean, it's nice shade. Blended well. Okay, I like it. Let's go in with a little bit narrower a brush. Let's use the Wayne Goss 04. And I'm gonna use the last shade that we did. It's like more of that purpley satin. It's got a little bit of a cooler undertone. And let's just kind of deepen up this here. And again, this is gonna have more of that satiny finish, a little bit more so than the original. It's like a creamy matte is how I'd probably describe the first one. And this one more of a satin. That's a better way to. And I tend to go in a little light-handed and then build up because I feel like I can always build up, you know, layers and make it deeper if I want to. But if I put too much on my brush at first and it turns out that the formula is more than I thought it was going to be, it's harder to take off. And I'm really not familiar with the Givenchy formula. I haven't used one of their 9 pans. I might have used one many, many years ago, but it's been a long time if I have. So far I really like this. This is very nice. They're very creamy, not irritating my eyes at all, which is nice. Okay. I'll clean up this outside area later. I tend to do that. Like I should just use eye tape, I know, but I can't be bothered. I'm just like, meh, I can clean it up. It's fine. I know that's not how you're supposed to do it, but you know, who has time for that? Okay. So we're gonna take an eyeshadow brush. Is the Chikuhodo. I think this is a Z series, but I don't remember exactly what number this is. And I'm gonna take that opalescent shade and I'm gonna put it up here in the brow bone area. It's a really pretty opal. I think you're gonna get a lot of, like, I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to capture it, but reflection from that, which I think is nice in a brow bone. Like you want to get, you know, you want light to hit it and I think that's what it will do. Now, it's not super white because it's opalescent, so it's got some pink to it. So if you don't like that, then I wouldn't suggest using it there. But I think it's light enough, and I think the way it hits the light, you can get like the pink or the white depending on, you know, how you hold your eye, which I like. Interesting. Okay. All right, so now let's put, of course I love that greenish shade, but I also like the gold shades. I'm sure you guys have noticed I talk to myself basically. I mean, I'm talking to you, but I'm also like talking to myself about what I'm gonna use on my face. Do it all the time. I'm gonna use the Sonia G. This is the flat definer brush. This is the travel, like this is the tiny Kayaki? I don't remember now. But anyway, so I'm gonna use that greenish olive shade here on the outside. Let's see how that, yeah, that's super pretty. That's very nice. Okay, so I'm gonna use that on both eyes on the outer corner here on the lid itself. We're gonna put that down. I'm gonna use it on like the outer half of the eye. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna use this lighter one. Okay. So this one has more of like a peachiness. There's one in here has like the yellower one, believe it or not. This one has more of a peach. We're gonna use the yellower one on the inner corner. And I'll blend these all together and I'll show you, there should be a key that comes up that shows you which shades I'm using. Wow, okay, yeah, doing well, Jen. You don't even know what you're talking about. It's been a very long week. All right, so let's take the Wayne Goss 03 and just sort of buff this in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go back and forth over the crease first on both sides. And then I'm gonna like brush up like this, pulling some of the gold, if you will, into the opalescence of that shade that's up in the brow bone. And then in the middle here, kind of just blend this a little so they mesh a little more. Wow, it looks really nice. My inner corner brush, go into that gold shade here. All right, let me clean out the, let me clean up the outer corner, and then I'm gonna deepen up the crease. Loving the look, but I do wanna deepen up the crease just a little bit. So we'll take the Wayne Goss 04 brush that I used before, and I'm gonna dip into the olivey green shade and the satin shade that I used in the beginning, and just deepen up the outer corner of the eye. And then when I'm done, like kind of swirling it here on the outer corner, I'm just gonna pull it through, not all the way through, but just, you know, a little bit. So dip into the olive shade, dip into the brown, I think it's like a creamy matte shade, but outer corner, concentrate it, and then pull in. Another thing to remember when you're doing these looks of any kind, like for any eyeshadow, for any look, whether it's simple, whether it's complicated, your eyes are not exactly the same. Unless you are literally a supermodel, you're not perfectly symmetrical. Nobody is. Actually, even supermodels aren't perfectly symmetrical. Everybody has a little asymmetry. So your crease or your eye maybe it probably is slightly different from side to side. So you might want to just look straight ahead in a mirror and be like, oh, I need to go up a little higher here or a little lower here to get a more symmetrical look. I don't know. I find that that's helpful to like remind yourself that It's not so much about like making them exact, because they're not going to be. It's like your eyebrows. Your eyebrows aren't exact. They're not exactly the same on either side. Nobody's are. They're close, but you know, if you look at your brows, you're always like, I got one that does something a little weird. Everybody does. So if you're looking for more symmetry, then just figure out where you need to place things, and don't worry so much about, well, you know, it was higher here on this eye or low. Doesn't really matter. It just, the look that you're looking for when you look in the mirror, if you're happy with that, then you've placed it in the right place. But you know, again, you want to have your eye open when you look. I'm just blending. When you do that, because if you're closing your eyelid and you're like going like this and you do your look and you're like, okay, you know, this looks like nobody's gonna see you with your eye closed. Well, I mean, some people will see you with your eyes closed, but they're gonna see you as you look straight ahead and talk to them. So when you do the look, if you can, try to keep your eye, you know, straight ahead and be like, okay, I need to do, like, it's a little too high here, it's a little too low here, or whatever, if you're trying to balance it out for symmetry's sake. You know, it takes a little practice, but once you start thinking about that, then it just comes more naturally. You're like, oh, right, yeah. I mean, all of us do it. I walked out the door many a day only to look at myself later and been like, why is one eye so much higher than the shade, the shadow? And I'm like, well, it's just the way it is. I'm taking the green shimmery shade and just using it on the lower lash line. I'm not gonna use a liner today. One, I don't actually have a Givenchy liner. I haven't really bought from Givenchy. I bought some things, obviously, because I had the foundation and I had the bronzing powder, but that was it. So, you know, everything else is brand new. That looks really pretty. Love the look. Love the shadows. I think they are really pretty, and I've said that 3 times. They are really nice. They blended smoothly. They look good on the eye. Great color story, at least for what I like. Yeah, I think it's nice. Looks really good on the eye. I would play around. I would do a lot more the green and golds, but the pinks are pretty too. Yeah, I think it looks really nice. I also think you could intensify this look with the Pat McGrath wand. That's the next thing I need to try. I need to see if I put you know what, let's just do it now, right? You want to see if this works. All right, let's take the Pat McGrath wand here. Let's just put like a little on the middle of the eye. I mean, why not? You've already seen how the shadows look. They look great. And let's take that gold, really gold shade that I used on the inner corner. Let's use a less fluffy brush. I need a denser brush. This might work. Flat definer should work. Okay. The KZ brushes are very soft, so if you're looking to take a more shiny, shimmery, particly shade and pat it down, I wouldn't necessarily use those. I'm not saying they don't work, it's just they are meant for meant for more of a diffused look. So it kind of is going against what you're trying to do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it works with this too. I gotta tell you guys, this wand, I've used it with the Chantecaille products. Now I'm using it with the Givenchy products. Look at wait till you see this. Look at that. Yeah. That's some glimmer right there. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to put on some mascara. I don't have any, like I said, I don't have any Givenchy mascara, but I'll put mascara, I'll curl my lashes, put mascara on, and then we'll try out the lips. Such a pretty, elegant look. I think it really came together extremely well with the foundation, the bronzer, the highlighter. I have on Chanel blush, but I am very interested in picking up the blushes that come in this type of container. I still don't love the whole cap thing, but I can't argue with the finish that it gives. As I said, it does have more of this wet look. If you are very concerned with accentuating texture, maybe not the product for you, but I do think it does look beautiful on the skin. Works well for my drier skin. As I've mentioned in a couple of recent videos, my skin has been less dry lately. Don't know why. But anyway, I really like the foundation. I really like everything I put on, and the eyeshadows I think blended beautifully. And I really like the look that we created today. I think this is very much a holiday palette, and I think would look really nice in any, you know, holiday look. The Pat McGrath pen really does give some emphasis, oomph, whatever you want to call it, to the shade. I just use the gold, and you can really see that pop out. So it's worked with every product I've tried so far. So let's first do let's show you the Copper Nude. This is the Luminous Matte. And let's put this on my hand so you can see the shade. That is Copper Nude. And again, that's 501, and that's a Luminous Matte. I'd say it comes out more of like just a satin, but they want to call it Luminous Matte, that's fine. All right, and then the other one is the number 37 Rouge Granny. Anyway, this one they say is a powdery matte, and I'll show it to you. Yeah, I guess that's more powdery. And that's the shade right there. All right, so let us use today, as I said I was going to, the Coppery Nude. I also have, which is not part of the holiday collection, I have the Liquid Balm in Woody Red, which I'll put over this shade after we put the shade on so you guys can see it. And we'll talk a little bit about that formula as well. Well, that literally just glided right on. I'm gonna do a second coat. That is a great shade. That is a phenomenal shade. That might be one of my favorite shades all year. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's it doesn't feel really matte. I mean, okay, so it does say luminous matte. So I guess, you know, in my mind, though, luminous and matte do not go together. Like, the whole idea of a matte is that there isn't luminosity, but I guess you could call this a luminous matte. Like, that's, okay. The two things just seem contrary to one another, but it is an opaque lipstick. It feels comfortable. It's not sticky. Yeah, it's really good. I really like it. I mean, I have to wear it for more than 5 seconds, but the shade is awesome. Again, this is 501, and I like the formula. So if this turns out to be like a really good formula and I really like it, I will take a look at some other shades. I know that Lexi at Lexi Zhang loves the Givenchy lipsticks, and so I'm not surprised that the quality is good. All right, so I'm gonna try this lip balm. So the thing about this lip balm, two things I've noticed. So the way they describe this, they say the Rose Perfecto Liquid Balm. And again, this is in Woody Red, number 19. And I'll show you the shade in a second, but it says lip balm with a couture glow, Genuine long-lasting hydration for 8 hours. Day after day, soothe and moisturize lips, non-sticky finish. Couple of things though that I would say. So this is the packaging it comes in. It's the Givenchy packaging. It's, you know, very cool looking. It's got the same kind of like velvety sort of, this is not velvet, but it's kind of like it's like a smooth leather. And then you've got the Givenchy name there, and then it comes out like this. You've got the doe foot applicator, and I'll show you the shade. I'll get a little bit more of it because it is a balm, so it's not, you know, it's transparent, but okay, that's what the shade is. It's really pretty. But when I've used this, so I tried it, so it's got kind of like a mint, like a peppermint kind of thing. I think to maybe soothe your lips or maybe plump your lips, I'm not sure. I never really like that in a lip gloss or lipstick, but anyway, I shouldn't say never. Sometimes I do. But it dissipates pretty quickly, so let's try it out with this shade and see how it looks. It complements it really well. I think it's a nice combination, but you can feel like the tingling, do you know what I mean? After you put it on, it's not bad, but you can feel it like, it's like tingling, like peppermint. Little bit of a smell, not a lot. And like I said, it dissipates pretty quickly, but if you don't like that in your lip products, something to mention. It looks great on though, I will say that. And the shade is beautiful. Love the shade. It's very much a woody red, so it's a brown red, and it looks really nice. It looks really good on top of the copper. The copper looks great by itself too, but in case you want to pair the two. And that's not part of the holiday collection. Okay, so final thoughts. I love the collection. I think they did a phenomenal job. I'm sighing because, you know, I was trying to keep a very curated list of like brands that I just would stick with those brands. But every time I lately have tried some new things, like I tried, not new, but like the NARS Climax, which is not a new brand to me, but it wasn't something I was buying regularly, and I was very impressed with it. So now I'm just like, oh, I might pick up the NARS Holiday. Great. Now the Givenchy is really nice, and I already had the foundation, which I really like, and the bronzer, which is good. And now this highlighter, I think looks awesome. The longer I wear it, to be honest with you, the more I like it. So now I definitely have to get the blushes that Lexi mentioned like months ago, and I was gonna pick up but didn't because I stopped myself because I was like, I don't need them, but now I want them. I wanted them before, but now I really want them. The eyeshadow palette I think looks really nice. It's sinking in well, like it's settling in well, which I really like. You know, like it's not creasing, it's not doing anything weird, and it's a beautiful color story. I love the lipstick. I'll have to try the powdery matte and see how that works on me. Generally, mattes don't work well for me, I gotta say, but the newer formula of mattes that I've seen, some of the sheerer ones, and I know that Givenchy has a sheer matte, which I might try. I like the Suku sheer matte very much, so, you know, maybe it's a different type of formula. The lip balm, I generally don't like ones that feel kind of tingly, but this one I do like, and I love the color. Love it. So that's like a new favorite. The cream, the anti-aging cream, I really like this, and I'm gonna have to try it out a couple more nights, but I've been fairly impressed with it. So this is all bad. This is all bad news because I really like everything. it's not good. Anyway, so if you're interested in picking up the collection, like I said, I'll have Amber's information down below, her Instagram handle, and then I'll have the links to the products at Saks. I'm very impressed. I have to say, I like everything that I've tried. So I think it created a really pretty look. I think it looks really nice on. I think it all blended well. You know, you'll have to let me know what your thoughts are, but I really do like the collection. The only thing that I haven't tried is the powdery matte lipstick. And the shade itself is beautiful, and the packaging is stunning. It's not that, it's just, we'll have to see if I can get away with the more powdery version. The luminous version is great, and I think it looks really nice. I don't really think it looks like a matte, but again, that's just my opinion. But everything else, I love. And I think I can get over the product in the cap thing. I mean, I get why, I get why it's like that. So that, you know, you mix it and you get this sort of very light ethereal look to it, because essentially it's loose powder, if you think about it. I mean, it's just loose powder that you're shaking out in 2 different shades and mixing together. But, you know, I understand the point. It's more of just getting over my dislike for the messiness of it, I guess. Yeah, it does look really pretty on the skin. Everything just blended beautifully. So those are all my thoughts today, guys. Sorry, I don't have I have nothing negative to say today. Today was a good day. Today was a good, bad day. So thanks so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon.